right, it's live. Caitlin Clark, aka White Jesus, aka Jesus Clark, has had to deal with a supreme slow. A supreme slow. A supreme slow has been arrested for stalking. But the other slows used this situation to take a victory lap. Everyone has been talking about the situation, but guess who hasn't put out a statement or had anything to say? Unrivaled is tipping off tonight. Tonight, in just about 50 minutes now, Unrivaled is tipping off. Don Staley has a contract extension. Kelsey Mitchell is court. We're going to talk about that and much more right after the intro. What's up, boys, girls, he, she, they, them, we, or whatever you choose to identify as? Welcome to the W360, your home for all things women's basketball. I'm your host, CJSoFoolish, and welcome to another episode of the W360. What's up, W360 Nation? What's up, America? And everybody watching outside of the states as well. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Okay. It is Friday. You know what it is. It's the weekly update of what's going on in women's basketball. Okay. What's up, everybody? What's up, RC? I see you in the chat. Kelly. What's going on, Peggy? What's going on, everybody? Lauren, I see everybody coming in now. People are starting to flow in. And what's up, Sade? What's going on, guys? I appreciate it, RC. RC says, CJ, it's my Friday night event. I appreciate it, especially if it's cold out and it's all that weather. If you're in, make sure you tell your friends to check out the W360 on Friday night for the weekly updates during this off season, okay? If you are a returning viewer and subscriber, thank you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for all of the support. The show is getting out there. The word is out there. The show is growing, and it's been a short time for the W360. When did we start? This past summer? So the word is out there, and I just really appreciate everyone that's like pushing the word out there, commenting, liking, subscribing to the channel. It's definitely out there and people are talking about it, so I certainly appreciate it, and it's growing. If you are here, like the video, subscribe. If you're watching the playback and you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. You might as well. You watch every video anyway. You watch every video. You watch every live. Go ahead and subscribe. Don't watch in your closet tucked away like, I'm going to just watch again and see what she's saying this week. I hate her. When's the next show? Subscribe. It's okay. Get on the winning team. Seriously. Seriously, but no, so thank you guys so much. And also, again, if you're watching the playback, be sure to subscribe. We have to get into a lot that has happened over the week. Before we do, guys, if you have not, shop the W360.com. Get the merch, get the White Jesus t-shirts and hoodies. They are restocked and they are available. Okay, get the Shut Your Pie Hole t-shirts. Those are available as well as the hoodies. And the latest merch, Don't Be a Slow. Don't be a slow. I appreciate everyone that has purchased the Don't Be a Slow, the latest merch t-shirts. Those have been sent out. Please, guys, when you get your orders, let me know. I want to see you guys in them, or just let me know when you get them. Please send it over to me. We have them in white, and I also have them in black. Okay? They are restocked. They did sell out for a second, but I did go ahead and restock the site as well. So yes, please make sure that you get the merch. So people can continue to wonder, what is that? And you tell them about the W360 and that we don't support slows over here. Seriously, I'm wearing the black one. I think I wore the white one last week. I'm not exactly sure. I think I wore the white t-shirt last week. If I didn't, they're available in white as well. Don't be a slow. Okay? Good quality t-shirt. Has a message out here. Not to be a slow. All right? Now, speaking of slows. My goodness. Speaking of slows, and I mean, I don't know what's going on in the water out here. I think moving forward, a lot of things are going to get cleaned up. That's been allowed, that has gone way too far. It's gone way too far. So I think, what do we have? A few more days before things start to get cleaned up. An ultimate slow, Michael Thomas Lewis, is a 55-year-old grown man. Super grown. Probably someone's grandfather. Unfortunately, to those children. Michael Thomas Lewis, he's a 55-year-old man from Texas, has been charged with a felony stalking of Caitlin Clark White Jesus. Okay, so when this news broke, initially I was like, well, I'm not shocked. I'm going to just be honest. I was like, I'm not shocked. I mean, we live in a world full of crazies. And a lot of the craziness has been allowed. It's been allowed to just keep getting crazier and crazier. So I think a stop is coming soon. But aside from that, I wasn't shocked. But when I read the details, this man traveled from Texas to Indianapolis, sent her tweets over and over and over and over again, sexually explicit tweets, violent tweets, threatening tweets. Now, of course, it comes with the fame. I mean, celebrities, they're stalked all the time. You hear about people showing up at different actresses' houses, singers' houses, rappers' houses, some influencers' houses. So this isn't something out of the norm that we don't hear. But just to give you some details on the case, apparently Indianapolis police spoke with Lewis on January the 8th at his hotel room. He told officers he was in Indianapolis on vacation. When asked why he was making so many posts about Clark, Lewis replied, just the same reason everybody else makes posts. Now, this was in the court documents. But this harassment began on December the 16th. And like I said, he would repeatedly send social media posts to Caitlin Clark. And he traveled from his home in Texas to Indiana, where his IP addresses were traced to an Indianapolis hotel and downtown public library. So this man is clearly cuckoo. Clearly cuckoo, right? The court also noted that his behavior in court And I'm going to show you a clip of this maniac. I'm going to show you a clip of this maniac in court in a second. But the court also noted that his behavior in court was due to the fact that he's off his meds since being jailed and also while living out of his car. Now, I have a question here. What is his name? Lewis. If he's living out of his car, how is he able to drive or fly from Texas to Indiana and get a hotel? I think anybody can go to like a public library, but how is he able to do this kind of stuff? How far is that drive? I'm in Texas. Let me see how far this drive is. To the Gamebridge Fieldhouse. Indianapolis. This is a 15-hour and 44-minute drive. How is he affording gas? How did he get a flight? How did he fly? So when I read that part in the documents, I was like, how was he able to get there if he's living out of his car? We have to bring asylums back to America. We have to. And a few people on Twitter and social media, you guys should go right in there with him. But I'm going to get to that in a second. Let's take a look at this gentleman when he appeared in court. Let's take a look at him.
Morning, Mr. Lewis.
Guilty as
No, sir. This is initial hearing.
Oh.
We are not. You have a right to remain silent, and I expect you to exercise that. Okay, this is just telling you what the charges are. You do not listen. I'll give you a chance to talk. It's not your time.
Throw me the bucket.
Stop talking.
Did he say guilty as charged? Hold on.
Morning, Mr. Lewis.
Guilty as
No, sir. This is initial hearing.
Oh.
We are not. You have a right to remain silent, and I expect you to exercise that. Okay, this is just telling you what the charges are. You do not listen. I'll give you a chance to talk. It's not your time.
Throw me the bucket.
Stop
Oh,
talking.
my goodness. My goodness. My goodness. So he's in there unapologetic, and he said guilty as charged. So this is an ultimate slow. So this has happened. It's in the media. Of course, it has to do with Caitlin Clark, so that means it's trending. It's trending news. All the blogs are posting about it. I think TMZ even posted about it. Every top blog, including the W360, is talking about it. But guess who did not have anything to say to back White Jesus up? Guess who did not make a peep? A peep! No statement. Nothing to protect your players. Because she's white, I guess. The WNBA. The WNBA. Now, if you guys follow the W360, you remember where I covered, or when I covered that statement was hilarious to me. When they put out against Christine, when she was just doing her job and asking about, asking Dejanay Carrington a legitimate question from a journalist. Hey, millions of people are talking about the eye poke. You have anything you want to say about that? Or And she asked her another question. The WNBPA put out this whole statement, and we won't tolerate this from our players. We want to protect our players. Shanae Ogwumike. I remember you sat on ESPN First Take with your violet lipstick that you wore that episode and talked about how it's important that racism is not tolerated in this league. We want to protect our players and no racism, no racism, no racism, or anything like that. Monica McNothing smart to say. L. Duncan. Jamel jump off a hill. All of you were the main ones saying Caitlin Clark needs to stand up to all the trolls on the internet. Caitlin Clark needs to say something before her game. Let's remember that before her game. Why don't you save the world from racism? Whole time this Charles Manson looking loser was peeking through her curtains. Never, not once, said anything. Remember when DeJournette tweeted, silence is this, and silence is a luxury. She was silent about her own harassment. She didn't say nothing. You want to know why? Because she's a professional. You handle crazies. You don't glorify them. She's a professional. I know a lot of you in the league, you're not used to stalkers and people being fans of you. You guys wasn't getting this level of attention from anyone. So when you would get your little tweets that said, hey, you're not as good as you think. Why did you only score 6 points in 37 minutes of play? That's not harassment. That's not harassment when people tweeted your video of you airballing a layup. That's not harassment. That's regular fandom behavior to the slows who's trying to use this as a gotcha moment. Those were two different things that was going on during the season. Two different things. I know y'all want to say Kennedy Carter. Remember that happened with the Chicago Sky, and it was that one guy, and they claimed that they were being harassed and followed at their hotel, and it was that one guy. There's no police reports. DeJournette claims that she has all these crazy people. These players claim they have all these crazy people. There is no evidence. No court documents. Y'all don't know how to call 911? Call the ones that protect and serve. You won't, because you get fined for lying to the police. Seriously, I can't. Let's take a look at one. Here is one of the slows. Actually, let me pull him up here because I think they all should be on the screen together. One slow tweeted, Charles Davis says, why is the FBI not involved? From my understanding, the FBI is involved. FBI is involved. So as this story was in the public and developing, the slows and the freedom fighters used this story to say, see, we told y'all that the Caitlin Clark fans were crazy. See, y'all should have protected her. Here's one slow. Clarkies failed to protect Caitlin. We told you her fan base was the problem. Now look at you, all over the news for stalking. You got your desserts. That's what one slow tweeted. You have to be slower than a crock pot. to really think that this guy here is a WNBA fan or a Caitlin Clark fan. You have to be slower than a crock pot to really think that this guy is part of the fan base that supports number 22 from Iowa and was drafted number 1 to the Indiana Fever. But this is the thing that has been going on the entire season. You weaponize different situations to see it's Caitlin Clark. She's the problem in this league. No, she was the thing that you needed for this league to be talked about because no one was watching but me and a couple of friends. That's it. That's it. Slow. Now, shout out. You asked me not to say your name, so I'm not going to say your name. But shout out to the person that sent me this tweet on Twitter. The person he or she, whatever. The person DM'd it to me and said, CJ, I'm not sure if you're aware, but the person that tweeted this is known on Twitter. Apparently, this person is a slow. This is a person that filmed herself, drove over an hour down to Chicago Sky's facility or whatever it is for it or something like that, filmed herself to prove a point about Chicago Sky's new facility isn't being built, drove over an hour, filmed herself. This slow apparently goes live on Twitter and talks to herself. I don't know what's. And I said, I know you lying. She sent it to me. So again, these are people that cannot separate the internet from real life. It's different degrees of them. Yeah. Apparently this person here, and I blacked her name out. I'm not going to give it a clout, but if you're on Twitter, you know exactly who I'm talking about. Apparently this person here shows up at Aces games demanding to be. Everybody's slow. Another one of the slows said the Clarkies didn't care. They were too busy going after you and me. They were too busy stalking Angel Reese and others. They failed to protect her. So I think the thing that I'm gathering here is that these two slow individuals think that WNBA and Caitlin Clark fans are security guards. I don't know if these two slow individuals think that we have access to Caitlin's DMs. But they lead a bunch of other slows to really think, see, it's our fan base. See? But people that can think for themselves know that when you have notoriety, you encounter crazy people. I could take you down a list of my emails. I get emails daily. You're a disgrace as a black woman. As a black woman, why would you say this? They go to my website and they email me through my website link. Don't buy nothing. They DM me on Twitter. It's a part of it. This one here, though, I had to block a couple of times. This one was really weird. Nonetheless, just to wrap this up, the Slows, this is not a victory lap. This is not the same thing from the season when we said when your favorite players that you all thought very highly of were being tweeted about their games and they're being told that they're not very good, or why did you score this many points, or so and so did this over you, and they're being trolled. That's not the same thing. Your favorite players does not have the same star power. WNBA, WNBPA don't have anything else to say. They don't have anything to say. Now, if this was Asia Wilson or Dejanay Carrington or any of the other freedom fighters in the WNBA, oh, WNBA would be all over it. They'd be marching down the roads of Chicago for Angel Reese. They'd be marching. Protect black women. Protect black women. Why does it stop when it happens to the white player in your league? Who needs enemies when you have an employer as the WNBA? Who needs it? Who needs it? What are we at? 26 minutes? All right. This show not going to be too long today, guys, because I know Unrivaled is getting ready to tip off. So I'm going to move on to the next story. What do I want to talk about next? Thank you for the super chat. Me, myself, and I love it because you speak logic and plain truth. Keep being 100. That's going to always be the motion here at the W360. We do not sugarcoat anything. I don't even know how. Okay, so I definitely appreciate you. Let's talk about Unrivaled. Let's talk about Unrivaled really quick. I thought I had it. Oh, here it is. Unrivaled is tipping off tonight. It's actually getting ready to tip off here in about 30 minutes. Unrivaled is tipping off tonight. The Mist will play the Owls, followed by the Rose versus the Vinyl. You can catch Unrivaled on TNT. And I'm hearing that they can actually, you can catch the games on HBO Max as well. So that's what I heard. But if you're not doing anything tonight, I would urge you to tune into Unrivaled. I'll definitely be watching and covering it. I'll be watching and covering it. Now, I'm looking forward to Unrivaled, but what I'm noticing with Unrivaled, you have to give it to them. Their marketing has their social media. If you're on Twitters and the Instagrams and things like that, I'm not on Facebook. I don't know. Not active on TikTok, but I think they're very active on TikTok as well. But they are really pushing this league through their players. So you have to give it to them. And their commercials are in prime time spots. You know what I mean? So I think it has created a buzz for their tip-off tonight. Angel Reese is playing tonight. It makes you look at the WNBA, especially because of the average salary in Unrivaled matches the top salary in the WNBA at like $250,000 or something like that. So it's just like, now, of course, you can't compare the two. Unrivaled is a 3-on-3 league. They're playing on a smaller court. It's a different type of game. But I would hope the WNBA would probably look at how Unrivaled is marketing itself and grab some techniques. I don't know what to expect from Unrivaled. I'll be tuned in. I'm just being honest. I will be tuned in because, of course, I follow women's basketball. I report on women's basketball. I love women's basketball. Of course, I'm tuning in. But I don't know what to expect. We'll see. We'll see. But I want to play what Angel Reese had to say in the media day about Unrivaled. I want to say what I want to play what Angel Reese had to say here. And then I want to come back and talk about this because this was interesting.
Being able to say, I was talking to her earlier, like, this is what the women deserve, waking up every day and just not having to worry about anything. Like, I'm coming in here with breakfast, I get treatment, I can come in and get in the gym anytime I need to get in the gym. I have the resources from, obviously I'm with the Rose BC, but I have other coaches I can work with too, and all accessibility with other teams as well. So if I want to get in the gym with Stewie, I can get in the gym with Stewie. If I want to get with Nafisa, but also I can get with my teammates. So I just have everything here that I need, and everybody has everything here we need. Obviously, trust me, I'm going back to my team and I'm texting Ann every day like, we need this, we need this, we need this, and she's like, we got that, we gonna get that. So I love that too, so being able to be with Chicago as well.
And not exporting the game overseas.
Yeah, obviously I've never been overseas and I don't ever plan on going overseas. And just talking to some of the other players, like they were like, I'd rather be here than be overseas. Like, this is a breath of fresh air, and like, who doesn't want to be on Rival? I think at a point it's going to be very hard to get in here. It's going to be hard to get in here, and luckily I was being able to be a part of the inaugural season and being able to get through everything. They've done a great job in year one already, but I mean, years down, it's going to be amazing.
Angel, it's 3-on-3 is so much different than 5-on-5, obviously, and you've talked a lot about like skill development. How do you think some of those things that you're going to work here will be able to kind of translate to once you get back to the W, just because it's a little bit different format?
Yeah, it's going to make it so much easier, I think. I think me being able to easily, I mean, obviously it's more space in 3-on-3 here, but just being able to work on one-on-one skills and just being able to dominate that and dominate your matchup, I think it'll make it easier, because going back to year two, I don't want my teammates to think that I'm the same player from year one. So just coming into it and bringing more to the table, I think there's no better time than now to be working your individual skills against the best of the best. Like, I'm playing against the best of the best every single night. Obviously, it's the same thing in the W, so I'm just happy to really be here and just be able to get better every day.
How much fun is the environment? It seems like you can turn down here and turn it up.
It's fun. It's fun. I mean, like, you think, like, sometimes, like, everybody's so competitive on the court, and, like, going against other players, you're like, are we cool off the court? And then we get in here, it's like, oh, shit, we is cool. Like, everybody in here is cool. Cool. Look. Everybody's so cool in here, so I just love being here. I mean, they're all like my big sisters. I've gained a new sister every single day. Obviously, with free agency going on, too. I mean, you know, have a little fun. Yeah. Have a little fun.
I'm just curious, do you know what your first...
I don't know who. Clearly, the media there is unserious because I don't know who took that video and decided to post it. But nonetheless, you were able to hear the audio. So one thing that's interesting to me about this Unrivaled league, I don't think that Unrivaled is trying to compete with the WNBA. However, Angel Reese and a lot of players have been very public about, you know, the things that they are able to receive there, you know, as far as treatment. Like she said, it's treatment. You know, we get to get massages. We have everything we need here, meals, a chef, things like that. Of course, NBA players, they have everything they need in their facilities. So it really makes, I'm hoping, Kathy, that you are watching this and that you are able to provide better facilities for these women in the league, the actual league. But there's two sides to that because, again, the league has to make money as well. But speaking of facilities, we're going to get into Indiana's new facility next. But I say that to say, with this Unrivaled league, I think it'll be good for the WNBA. I do. I think it'll give, one, it keeps the players at home. So, you know, you don't have any more Brittany Griner situations. At least the top players. We don't have to call the president to come get you out of jail because you decided to try to take drugs into another country. So at least you can stay home. You get caught with drugs in Miami, you can call somebody. We can't call anybody in Belgium. So this is good to protect them. And then it's paying them a considerable amount of money. Right? So Nonetheless, though, I think Unrivaled is cool. I think it'll work out for them. I think it'll do good for the WNBA. And of course, if you're a WNBA fan and you're just like, I want to see the girls play, you can watch them play in this league. Speaking of Unrivaled, another thing that'll happen with Unrivaled is free agency. They get to come together here and recruit. They're recruiting the free agents. Don't think for 1 second there aren't private conversations being held. Like, hey, you should come to or come here, or I get to play with this player. Oh, I want to go play with her at her. So it's going to make free agency interesting moving forward. Because the top free agent right now with Unrivaled is Satu. Aaliyah, Katie Lou, Lexi Hall. I hope y'all are getting her a good steak. If you want her. Because we know how Angel Reese works with free agency. Angel Reese gets who she wants. Right? So I hope Aaliyah, Lexi, Katie Lou. I don't know. Katie Lou probably like, girl, you're not finna come and take my spot. You're not finna come and take my spot. Stay where you're at. But I want to play this as well because here is Sabrina Ionescu speaking on free agency and how that interacts with Unrivaled and the players. So this is her talking about her conversations that she have with Satu regarding free agency.
I mean, I think mine's a little bit different because we played together in college, and, you know, I would say I'm trying to help and advise her regardless if she comes to New York or not. Mm-hmm. Like, I've know her family really well, know her really well, and, like, I want what's best for her. And so for me, it's just been kind of hearing what her goals and priorities are, trying to help, you know, be that kind of friend that she can talk to about the decision she makes. And I'm never going to push her one way or another, no matter how bad I want to play with her again. And so it's been fun hearing, though, you know, players trying to get certain players to join teams, and you're kind of just able to hear other people's experiences as well. Like, you know, I think Taj kind of hit on it. You're surrounded by players usually you go up against, and you don't really get to know players on a kind of level that you are now. And so it's been cool to hear and get to know a lot of the players that, you know, we're all kind of in this together.
Tosh, how do you recruit?
What's your pitch?
Yeah. Honestly, I was gonna say the same thing. Obviously, this is the best place to be able to recruit free agents, but at the end of the day, like, I'm very much a person that's whatever is best for Satu moving forward, that's what I want for Satu moving forward. If that is Phoenix, I literally will tell her. I will give up my apartment if she wants that too. But for me, the human of Satu needs to be happy so that the player of Satu can really thrive and just reach her full potential on the court. And so it's a really cool dynamic. Obviously, like, there is. You can see when people are, like, huddled up and talking, and we'll be like, no, let me get in here, let me break it up. Like, but it's a good time. But, yeah, we just want players to be where they're going to be appreciated, valued, and just kind of seen. Yeah.
She said she's gone.
Yeah, so the conversations are happening. That is definitely a media spin answer. But the conversations are happening. So like I said, I think Satu is one of, you know, besides Kelsey Plum, I think she's one of the highest sought after free agents right now. And, you know, Aaliyah, Lexi, Katie Lou, do your thing. Okay? Do your thing. Do your thing. If you see any of the players approaching her, telling her, yeah, come to Phoenix. We have a new facility. You tell them to shut your pie hole. You shut your pie hole right now because Indiana is getting a new facility announced. Because why not? Why not have the top facility for the face of the WNBA? There's no reason that the face of the WNBA in white Jesus should be in a subpar facility. Absolutely not. So from my understanding, this facility is, how much was this facility? It was priced at $78 million practice facility. In Indiana, I think if you ask me, Indiana will have the best facility in the WNBA. They will. They will. I mean, they have the face. They house the face of the WNBA in Caitlin Clark. They'll have the best facility in the WNBA. From my understanding, is nail salons included, top-notch chefs, cafes, kitchens, of course, all of the development, different courts. If you have a child, they have, daycare inside the facility. If you want to have a family and children, I know Becky Hammond doesn't like that. Becky Hammond said that is not allowed in the ACES facility. We do not have child care services here in the ACES facility. But you can get it in Indiana if you want to have a family. You can get it here. Okay, so it's set to be built, I want to say 2025. Do I have it here? It won't be available this upcoming WNBA season. If I'm not mistaken, it'll be available next WNBA season. Nonetheless, though, if you are a mother, this is the place you want to be if you have children. And, they're joining the other teams in the WNBA as far as, of course, everybody knows Las Vegas has a nice facility. Seattle Storm, they have a nice facility. Who is it? Phoenix? They just received their nice facility. And it's someone else that has a really nice facility. I know for sure Stephanie White Leather, is appreciative of this because remember when she was coaching Orange is the New Black, they were putting her out of gyms for 4-year-old birthday parties. Remember that? I talked about it. Out in Connecticut, coaching Orange is the New Black, they told them, hey, we have a birthday party here. Get this off of this court. We have a birthday party. And we have Chuck E. Cheese coming. We don't care anything about your game. So I know for sure Stephanie White is splendid about the upgrade in her life. Which leads me to believe I think Kelsey Mitchell is going to stay. Kelsey Mitchell has been cored. So I hope that this would definitely be an incentive to help Kelsey Mitchell stay with the Indiana Fever. Now, guys, I've told you this before. I wouldn't be surprised if Kelsey Mitchell left. I just would not be surprised if she left because of the traumatic event that she experienced over the last year in Indiana, losing her father. Most of the time when people experience things like that, they literally, sometimes you have to get away, right? You got to go. So I would not be surprised if she leaves. But Kelsey Mitchell, the Fever have officially cored Kelsey Mitchell now. But this doesn't necessarily mean she has to stay, if that makes sense. Indiana has exclusive negotiating rights, and Mitchell has a guaranteed Supermax salary in 2025, which is approximately $249,000. Okay, so if anything, I think Kelsey Mitchell is going to stick around with Coach Stephanie White Leather. You're going to stick around with White Jesus. This is the hottest ticket in town, baby. What other team would you go to? What other team? And get the fan base that you have behind Indiana. Kelsey? You're good in Indiana, babes. Seriously. Michelle. What's up, Michelle? Says she'd be a fool to leave. Nothing will bring her father back. She needs to focus and hustle. Michelle, that is just. Sometimes people have to leave, just to start over, a new change of environment. That's what I mean when I say I think Kelsey Mitchell will probably leave because, sometimes you just have to start over. You got to start over. You need a new change of scenery after something happens. Goodness rated Boo says, I don't think she is happy in Indiana. I think she is gone and she is going to play in New York. I'm interested in seeing what Kelsey Mitchell is going to do. I'm interested. But the thing is, if she goes to New York, what? You're going to be wishing you stayed in Indiana. Seriously. I would want to stay with Stephanie White Leather. Coach Stephanie White Leather. I would stay right there if I was Kelsey Mitchell, but we'll see. We'll see. Where are we at? Is it getting ready to tip off? Okay, so the game's getting ready to start. I want to talk about this before we get out of here. Guys, as you know, Unrivaled is getting ready to start. Sean Lacey, I suspect they're going to trade Mitchell. They already called her. I don't think so. Where we going next? Oh, Dawn Staley. We'll wrap up with Dawn Staley. It was something else I wanted to talk about, but I'll probably do a separate video about that. Dawn Staley. Dawn Staley has signed a record-breaking contract extension for South Carolina. Okay, the contract is valued at $25.25 million. Okay, that makes her the highest paid women's college basketball head coach. So she's getting paid more than Kim Mulkey. She's getting paid more than Gino. Although all of them together, they're making a lot of money. I think this is good for Dawn Staley. I think she deserves it. I think she 100% deserves it. She has done some remarkable things with that squad and that school. I still stand on the fact that she's holding Malaysia Fawali back. Doesn't make her a bad coach, but she's holding Malaysia Fawali back. I think Malaysia Fawali should go to another program in another school where she can actually shine. However, I think Dawn Staley deserves every coin, every single penny that she signed for. Absolutely. Dawn Staley has done some remarkable things in South Carolina. She's had some great squads, and her squads are well coached. They are well coached. Well coached. Which I think this squad this year, how they're winning games because she's just doing a great job with the game plan. I don't think her squad is going to beat LSU. I don't think they could beat Notre Dame. They didn't beat UCLA. Who else? They beat Texas. But yeah, I that squad is just not very impressive to me. To me, this year, that squad is not very impressive at all. Nonetheless, congratulations to Dawn Staley. $25 million. It's a lot of money to be coaching a team, but congratulations to you. And I didn't mean that in a bad way. I mean, Michelle says, if I see Stephanie wearing a leather jacket, I'm egging her. Stephanie is going to wear that leather in July. She's definitely going to wear that leather in July. Stephanie White leather. I cannot wait. I cannot wait. I cannot wait. Um, but yes, Dawn Staley, I think, deserves every extension, contract, everything she gets. Everything she gets. I just don't think that squad is winning it this year at all. At all. At all. All right. Where are we at? 50 minutes. We're getting ready to tip off. Yes. All right. So that's going to wrap up Friday's show, guys. As I said, we weren't going to be here long because we are going to catch the Unrivaled game. I will be covering Unrivaled. I will be doing live play-by-play coverage of the Unrivaled games. I'm not doing it tonight because I'm doing my show. And I just want to check it out tonight. I think they play Monday. I might do a live play-by-play on Monday. I might. I might. I'm gonna think about it. I'll probably make my mind up on Monday. Just to do a play-by-play. I have yoga on Mondays. I do. I have yoga on Mondays, and then I have another workout class on Monday, so I would have to cancel that. But I may cover Unrivaled on Monday, play-by-play, and do a live. Just to cover it and then definitely give my feedback. I will be covering the game tonight. I'll probably put out some content just to talk about the game tonight. Rose says, your show. Yes, I will go live probably. Just stay tuned. Look at my community tab. I'll let you know on my community tab. I'll probably cover the Monday game. Michelle says I have karate. I have karate. I may cover it, guys. I'll let you know. Make sure you're following me on Twitter at the W360_. Okay? At the W360_. Make sure you're following me on Twitter. Shop the W360.com if you have not, guys. Shop the W360 if you can and get the latest merch. Okay? Other than that, I love you, W360 Nation. Happy Friday. Have a great weekend. Follow me on Twitter. I'm on there, often interacting, talking, laughing with everyone about things that's going on. So make sure you follow me. I love you all. Have a great weekend. Until next episode. Peace and so grease.